So it's not true Hollywood stories with the Murphy brothers, but this shit really went down for me over these last 3 years. Having when I was living in Todd Village in Tualatin, Oregon in 2016, like so many people in the whole entire complex were replaced by gang stalkers. Like a squad, maybe like 10 or 15 of them. And then I'm getting perked in my mind and body, and they're like breaking in my home using few word nonsense to mislead that I unfortunately repeated. Had a suicide attempt, unfortunately. Um, Human trafficker guy with a sex slave upstairs. And they never really said what they really meant. And I'm just getting the shit kicked out of me left and right. Drinking coffee in my own home. It's got like motor oil in it. And that's who thinks they're goldism. So that was pretty brutal. And then the town got gang stalked, and they would say few words to mislead. A lot of young people by appearance could have been EMF perps and other forms, but yeah, Cyclops moved in the next door. It's the name EMF perp. In LA, they set designed around my personhood. They did that here in Hillsborough last time I was like in the DMV. Some bitch talking out of the side of her fucking mouth. EMF perp. I was in the same psych facility Amanda Bynes was in. I think the EMT staff sort of maybe mentioned that as I was going there, and then even mentioned that I had a lot of pity for her. Maybe read my tweets? I don't know. It's weird. But so, like, I'm in this psych facility in La Encinitas, maybe? It was really nice. Needed a paint job on it. I mean, the outside of the facility looked nice. The inside of the facility sucked. But so, like, I'm at the psych facility there, and an EMF perpetrator takes the form of the patient advocate that I'm like looking down at the paper in the facility and see her image, and then an EMF perp took her form and then like mouthed to me like, why don't you close down your email address? Like, I hate bugs at protonmail.com since I've had since 2016. Yeah, some of them. So Cyclops neighbors. Oh man, dudes like pretending they were like fallen angels or some shit in Vegas when I was staying in an outpatient facility, not unlike this one, um, but had a pretty scuzzy roommate, and I was still real angry in the anger frequencies and getting baited into anger. But the guys would EMF form inside the facility, replace staff by appearance, shit like that. That's happened here in Hillsborough. Um, yeah, the whole medical staff or even parts of them replaced in emergency rooms in Bellingham, Washington, in Las Vegas, Nevada. The shit that went down in LA when I was in a psych facility there, like I had this weird like mockingbird notoriety. Like people thought they knew me, but they were just lying about me. First, I mean, I changed my fucking name. Anyways, they looked like EMF perps. I was assuming all these strange individuals were reptilian themselves, but when they got a hold of my juice, um, my DNA by force in the beast system uh, showed its teeth. The way they moved and talked, it was like real sharp and shit. Like I assumed they were all reptilian, but I was still being I'm still being misled. But no, they were probably EMF perps. But when seeming white coat, by authority medical staff, it was almost like they may well have been salivating when they got my blood. Uh, it was so shocking. I fought them as best I could, not like physically much, but trying to assert myself like, no, you're not taking my blood, no. And then when they got it, some of the looks on what it weren't really doctors, or at least the doctors they appeared as in this ER in LA was a horror show. Some of the shit that like they flew in for PSU, like I would go to coffee shops and everybody sitting there would be like an EMF perp or some shit, and statistical probability where's he going to show up next. Like EMF perps saying they're tough, thinking that they're going to eat Christians, and like the raid they called it that they did on Portland so many years back. Um, yeah, I mean, and they're relentless. So I think I'm gonna have to sync my body so that I don't have consciousnesses talking in my head anymore. It's been 15 years of this stuff, and that may be the more simple answer: is get the gear off the dark web and sync my melon so I don't have to hear from them. The EMF perps that have made my life a living hell. So for any other TI watching this, oh wow, that looks real fun. Real fun. Kevin and I are asserting our constitutional other rights to humanity, rights to mind, body, and soul, in a way to get the voices out of our heads by buying the gear to transfer our consciousness to an EMF form that shit I could have at the beaches of Key West. Rollerblading around like an asshole. Like, won't need a plane ticket. Like, I don't know. So Kevin this morning, the day after, happy St. Patrick's Day, which is in honor of my lineage, my Irish heritage, to you, Mr. Potato Head. We're thinking about simple solutions to get away from their Satanism. So, and maybe sort of a eureka moment for myself and then maybe a lot of the TI, and looking at it this way and his disclosures and what I've heard. And it's not, if you can't beat them, join them. No, this is so I could escape them and carve out my little spot of consciousness that I had at 25 years of age and prior. I think it was when they got me in 2004. I'm trying to escape their Satanism with this. And this goes beyond national or international jurisdictions. These are cosmic crimes. These last 15 years should never have happened to me, or really any of the